Howdy y'all, you got the Bulldog on the channel. What we got here today is this lovely little Ford F-150 EcoBoost. Now a customer came in a while back and wanted an estimate, and I told her, we can't give you an estimate on that until I get into it. Well, it's going to turn out to be cheaper than what she thought and what I thought too, because she was worried about hundreds and hundreds of dollars in parts and hours of labor, I hope, because some people have a skewed sense of what labor's worth. So I want to show you what we have here. Somebody had half a brain when they were designing this, because this is the rear harness to the truck, and this harness is unbelievably cheap. I want to show you why we changed it. This is only the second time since I've worked here that I put in a complete vehicle harness. Now, the last one was because fuses work better at breaking circuits than beer caps. The wiring tends to take it better. So that whole harness was fried. This one here, they've got a pet. I don't know if they know about it, but it's a hungry little fellow. And yeah, here's the place that we saw. And she didn't know how many things were not working, but a lot. Because you can see there's wiring and wiring and wiring just chewed off. Now the heck of it is, everywhere that this thing draped down, it was chewed on. Wires chewed off to every extremity. This went up to the fuel pump. It was undamaged because they had a hard time getting up in there. Back here, this particular harness wasn't hurt, but they ate the ABS sensor wires off of it. There's all the ABS wiring, and as you can see, it's almost like something clipped it. You'd be amazed to know that a large rodent, such as a gopher or a beaver, groundhog, it just looks like they cut them with side cutters. They look like that. I've had people in here that they swore that somebody was after them, and they cut the wiring on their car. And I looked at it under a magnifying glass, and you can see their incisors, the gap in their incisors in the middle of the bite. I said, no, this was a rodent, groundhog or something like that. So we were looking at it. We didn't know how far we were going to have to go with this harness. We would just have to start fixing things. So you don't have any idea how many hours of labor you're going to be into it. You figure taking 10 minutes per wire, 8 minutes per wire to fix, half-hour prep time of, getting some spare wire and doing this, that, and the other, looking for light colors and all that. And you get it all fixed in that area. And then 2 foot up, you do the same thing. And 2 foot down, you do the same thing. Then you get it all done and you check everything. Is everything working? I don't know, I really don't. So when we checked and found the price of this harness, we said, this will be the best way to go. Surprisingly cheap for our time. Less than 2 hours labor, this harness cost. So, got to looking at it. Big old main plug under the hood, right up there next to the fender. Easy to get to. And this is the rear harness. It runs the evap system. It runs the fuel tank. It runs the ABS wires, the fuel pump module, all the tail lights, the parking assist sensors in the back, all that stuff. So there's a lot of systems that we might miss because I mean, we never hardly use stuff like that. On none of our vehicles have that kind of stuff because we can't afford that. We work on cars. So we opted for a new harness. That way we knew everything was good, and it was surprisingly easy to put in. Probably they're going to get charged around the same amount of labor to install this new harness as they would have repairing the old one if the first round would have gotten everything, and I doubt it would have. The ABS sensors, it still needed them. So don't rule it out. I mean, this, like I say, this is only the second time ever that I have put in a whole harness. It's not a whole vehicle harness, but you know, generally speaking, I've put in small harnesses for injectors or transmission or something like that. But this is the first one that goes from the front to the back of the vehicle that I've had to do, and the other one, it was under hood, everything. So like I've said in previous videos, don't rule out the dealer for parts. It's worth checking. And we got another one here that's going to be a different story, but that's another video. Like, comment, subscribe, hit your little bell notification, share it all around. We'll talk to you later.